Hi everybody, I'm Miller-Tobin and welcome to my kitchen. Happy New Year to everybody. Today we are going to be making my pan-seared chicken fillets with risotto and edamame, and we are going to top everything and give it a wonderful Italian flair with Kraft's brand new cooking cream. That's right, this is Kraft Philadelphia cooking cream, the Italian herb and cheese flavor. Let's go ahead and get started. The ingredients that we're going to be using are 1 cup of fresh shelled edamame, 1 cup of risotto. I have here 2 shallots which have been diced and minced very finely. We have some fresh Parmigiano Reggiano, which has been grated for garnishing a little bit later. I have approximately 2 tablespoons diced fresh basil. It's going to be yummy. And we have 3 tablespoons of flour, to which I've added salt and pepper. What we're going to do is we're going to dredge the chicken breasts in this before we add it to the pan. In my pan for the chicken, I have 2 tablespoons of olive oil and 2 tablespoons of unsalted butter, melting and coming up to temperature. Over here in this pan, I have 5 cups of chicken broth warming because we'll be cooking the risotto in the chicken broth. And back here, we're getting ready to take out the aggressions of the day because we have got to beat our meat. We've got to pound that chicken into a nice thin, even fillet between a couple of pieces of parchment paper, which we will then dredge in the flour, the salt and pepper, and add to our pan, and we're going to get a good quick sear on both sides, and then we're going to get the risotto started. So let's get started, and let's pound out the chicken. Okay, I went to the butcher earlier today, and I got a couple of really nice, lovely, fresh, organic chicken breasts, boneless, skinless, and I've got it all cleaned up. You're going to want to make sure that you wash and pat your chicken dry. To get a really good sear, a really good browning on your chicken, you want to make sure the chicken is dry before you dredge it in the flour with the salt and pepper. So I've got my parchment paper, and now we're ready to pound this out into a nice thin layer. Of all things that I don't have a meat tenderizer. So, not to fear, if you don't have one either, you can use a rolling pin, you can use a heavy-duty glass, you can use a wine bottle, whatever you need. But the idea is to get it nice and thin. So here we go. Happy pounding. Okay, I've got our first chicken breast done, and as you can see, this is nice and thin. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add my flour and my salt and pepper to my pie dish that I'm going to dredge this through. I'm going to shake the flour, the salt and pepper around to make sure they are mixed. And now I'm going to take the chicken breast and we're going to lightly dredge it in the flour. And I'm going to set that aside until I have both chicken breasts done. That way we can get them in the pan at the same time and everything will all cook together. We are now getting ready to put the chicken in the pan. Okay, our chicken is all done. It's cooked approximately 4 minutes per side. So we got a nice brown, and we're just going to set that aside while we get the risotto started. So in the same pan, I'm now going to go ahead to the drippings from the chicken, the butter and the oil. I'm going to add my cup of risotto, and I'm also going to add my 2 medium shallots, which have already been diced. And we are going to stir that around and let that rice get all nice and toasty for just a couple of moments. Let it absorb some of that flavor of the brown bits at the bottom of the pan from the chicken and the butter. And once that gets a nice aromatic going, I can smell it already. We're going to give it just a couple more moments, and then we're going to start adding our already warm chicken stock. This is looking good, smelling good. So I'm going to go ahead and add a cup of, hear that nice sear? Cup of the chicken broth. And we are going to stir that in. And I will add the next cup as soon as this all absorbs. So we will be doing this off and on for the next 20 minutes. I'm not going to bore you with every single time I add another cup of chicken stock. So when we're close to the finish of the risotto, we'll come back and I'll show you how we're going to put it all together with the edamame, a little fresh basil, and then of course the star of the dish, the Kraft Philadelphia cooking cream, Italian herb and cheese. Okay, our risotto is just about finished, so we're getting ready to wrap things up here. I'm going to go ahead and put in my cup of edamame so that we can get that nice and warm as the risotto finishes soaking up the last bit of that chicken broth. The edamame brings such a nice bright color. Now if you aren't familiar with edamame or you don't care for it, you can always use peas. I often do that in the summer when I have nice fresh peas available. I am also going to add back into the pot here our chicken. We are going to get that all back in the pot together. I'm going to stir the risotto in over top in just about a minute. We'll have that all back up to temperature. And for the yummy final ingredient, the goody goodness, the Philadelphia cooking cream, Italian cheese and herbs. We're going to go ahead and pour that right in on top. We're going to spoon that into the risotto on top of the chicken. It's a 10-ounce package and it saves so much time. So much time and ingredients. I don't have to worry about putting together cream sauce. I can just add in all kinds of wonderful fresh flavor right here at the end. We're going to stir that around, get that all good and melty, and we'll be back in just a moment to get it all plated up. Well, we're all plated up here with our pan-seared chicken breast on top of our creamy risotto and edamame, and it's been all made nice and creamy, delicious with the new Philadelphia cooking cream, Italian cheese and herb. Now I'm going to top this all off with a little bit of garnish. We're going to put a little bit of fresh basil right there on top. You can toss this into your risotto just a few minutes before serving, or you can put it on your individual plates. And then we are also going to add just a little bit of fresh grated Parmigiano Reggiano right on top. It smells delicious. The creaminess of the new cooking cream just really got in there and clung to that delicious risotto. And the color of the edamame, that bright green next to the basil, and the pan-seared chicken. It's a dish made in heaven, guaranteed, and made better with the new Philadelphia cooking cream. So let's go ahead and see how we did. The taste test. Let's see how the cooking cream makes our chicken dish. Perfect. Doesn't need anything added extra to it. And it's just as if I made a cream sauce all on my own with butter and heavy cream and all of those ingredients. I didn't have to mess with that. I can just go straight to my refrigerator, pull out one of these delightful little cooking creams. It's pan-seared chicken on creamy risotto and edamame, all made better, more delicious, with chef-inspired Kraft Philadelphia cooking cream, Italian cheese and herb. I hope you enjoy this recipe. I hope you'll try this recipe. And if nothing else, I hope you try the cooking cream. They're great, they're delicious. Thank you very much, and we'll see you next time. Happy New Year. Okay, come and get it. Dinner time. Okay. Honey bunny. Honey bunny bunny.